Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 23rd edition of the CSO Cup. My name is Tavo, and with me is the wonderful Linglet. What's up, my dude?
Hey, what's happening, Tava?
Amazing stuff. And we are maybe soon ready to jump into the first series. We will start with the ZVZ. And yeah, gonna be exciting times. The sign up is quite low today, but I think considering open qualifiers of DreamHack ended yesterday and the closed ones will start tomorrow, it's not that surprising. We got a couple good players here.
Yeah, I do think this week's CSO Cup's going to be quite explosive. I mean, like you say, we're starting off with the ZVZ, and there are, for Jumi, who's just qualified for DreamHack, he's also in the bracket today, so.
Yeah, also Nicorrect, who, I believe, just lost in the qualifying match, so
Oof.
there's a bit of competition here. By any chance, some organization, can you make me party leader so I can host?
Oh, yes, certainly.
Amazing stuff. Perfect. Alright, and I don't know how many people are here, actually. But we have 6 match Renikus, I believe, and with, I don't know, what is it, exclamation mark P?
I'm not
think
100% sure. I think it is.
With exclamation mark P in the chat, you can go to our match arena page, and you don't even need a code nowadays. You need just to log in and press one button. That's like 5 seconds of your time. Will help out these beautiful players and help us funnel in free money to these dedicated players.
Yeah, I can't believe that it's already the 23rd edition of the CSO Cup. It's
Crazy to think about.
Yo, it's crazy to think about, which is cool. It's nice to see that this tournament's growing and continuing to get some of the big names in, which is really nice.
Yeah. Good stuff. And I can tell you that we are already in the lobby. Gonna head in our first match of the evening soon. Right.
Yeah, ZVZs are always interesting. I think it's maybe my second favorite mirror matchup besides PvPs.
Oh, your favorite is PvP. I can see that. I mean, I'm biased. I'm a Terran player. I absolutely hate playing it sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a
But
I'm a Zerg
I
player.
love watching it. Yeah, I know. As all my co-commentators are Zerg players usually, which makes for quite some expertise that I can't really bring to the table. Although I have my second best race is Zerg.
Wow. Well, I mean, it is the OP race.
I'm not sure about that anymore. But we'll see. All right, and with that, you're ready to go in our first map. Which will be 2,000 atmospheres. Do you know any spicy builds that could await us there?
Um, Probably nothing too crazy. I'm keen to see if we land up going for the one player goes roaches, one player goes muters, or if we're gonna get a rush to lurker, hydro lurker or something.
Yeah.
That's sort of what I'm hoping.
I mean, we should note that there's quite a MMR difference between these two players, so I'm expecting Link King to go for something exciting, but let us introduce him first. The bottom left. It's the red Zerg player representing nothing by himself. It is Link King. Going for the 12th pool.
and in the top right hand corner, spawning with the blue Zerg drones. Opening up pretty standard so far, it is Trifax. Playing for Team CSO, so good to see some local representation in the tournament.
Yeah, on home soil.
Yeah.
As we can say that. Alright, so Trifix opting to go for just 16 hatch and an 18 gas only pool, I would imagine. Maybe pool before gas if he wants to be completely safe. Like 12 pool can catch you off guard, but you can definitely defend it with hatch first, so...
Yeah, I mean,
interested to see.
the spawn crawler rush meta has sort of fallen away. I haven't seen that for quite some time. I think Zergs have just gotten used to defending it like pretty well. So
yeah, after I haven't played Zerg in months. Oh, he's even going for the macro 12 pool. I'm not sure if this is like the best build in the mirror matchup, but hey, we see that. And I was just playing some Zerg, and I had a decent understanding of ZVT, obviously, because Terran is my main race, and
yeah,
PvZ was fine as well, but I didn't want to bother learning ZVC again because it's hectic and very specific, I feel like.
yeah.
And I just 12 pool drone pulled every time, and I was shocked to see how refined people's reactions were, even like on low diamond level or like high plat. Like, and it's not. I wasn't expecting that, but people are good. So first things arrive here. Trifix instantly pulls 14 drones.
Yeah, which is, I think, a bit... I mean, he did see the lings coming across the map with his Overlord, so he is well aware that these lings were going to come through. Yeah. But 14 drones, I suppose this is there is a macro hatch behind us, but there's no way of Trifax knowing that this many lings were going to come across the map. I like him tucking the drones in the little hole in the mineral patches there.
And to be honest, losing only two drones.
Wow.
This is quite an exciting hold, not gonna lie. I think you want to pull like all of the drones, like this many drones, because you need to keep this hatch alive, and you need to pull enough drones to actually pose a threat to the links, so your opponent can't just right click it.
You also avoid losing drones.
Yeah, 100%. Right, Traffic's just gonna go hunting for the Overlord farm. Spinecrawler at home. So these links will not find any counter damage.
Yeah, I did see the Spinecrawler going up, which I thought was quite nice, because Linking was definitely going to commit in there with all of his lings. He didn't want to save any, so I think he knew he had to have something at home for the counter lings of Trifax.
Yeah, true. But he wouldn't, like, took massive damage. What he sacrifices, though, is, of course, like a faster economy. One drone in early game is pretty huge, and the 100 minerals on top. 100 minerals.
100, yeah.
This could have been 2 more drones as well, so... If we take just a look at the drone count, 27 to 21. That's a huge advantage at this point of the game. We see double gas going down from Linking, which makes me think he wants to do something spicy as a follow-up as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's lings on both sides posing a threat at the door. I mean, these lings were just on attack moved, and so they're going to chase these queens. I'm not too sure if Linking should be committing it. Is he going to get the queen? He actually does get a queen, so...
Yeah.
Committing in there with those lings, yeah, made it work.
I think so. I mean, I think it should be worth, no? Just to kill the queen.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there is now only one queen for Injex, whereas I think, yeah, Linking has 3 queens of his own, so I think he'll catch up. He's already caught up in the work account.
And he goes fast lair, 4 gas. I think this is the Muta shenanigans you were talking about. Oh, never mind, it's roaches.
It's going to be roaches, yeah.
Would you go 4 gas with roaches? Isn't that a bit much?
I think it's for Ravagers. I think it's going to be mostly roaches and then some Ravagers. But these queens getting caught outside of the wall here.
Yeah, that's really huge.
Yeah, that's a free queen there. So unfortunate for Linking.
Second queen makes it in the wall just in time to not let these Zerglings in. But Trifex with a zone roach 1 on the way. +2. While Linking just goes double upgrades. Alright, that's some way to spend your gas, I guess.
Yeah. I did think the 1-1 roaches were going to be a serious thing. Only +1 here, and there's the roach speed on the side linking, so he's definitely looking to get aggressive with these roaches.
100%. On top of that, he obviously doesn't have a third base, which Trifex already has. So, I mean, like, it is just a second all-in as a follow-up, really.
Yeah. I think
so
it's...
linking...
Go
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think linking knows that Trifex has gone for a third base, and that MMR difference is probably one of the reasons as to why he's opting to go for a pretty aggressive timing attack here.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's nothing to scoff at. I believe it's like around 1000 MMR, if not more, that divides these two players, and that's kind of huge. Yeah, we see, like, Traffic's just really on point with this. Chose a safe build, and with... I mean, of course, there will be an upgrade advantage, and roaches on top, but, like, the bases are already connected with creep, so that makes reinforcements kind of easy. Defender's advantage is there as well. +2 armor is generally good against all-ins.
Yeah.
Just nice to have.
And, yeah, Trifex is going to get a little bit of an early warning here with these lings that were moving across the map, so he knows the roaches of linking are out on the map and on their way to his side, so there's one spawn crawler coming up at the third base.
Yeah, with the queens and the roaches here, that should be enough. Already more there than are available for the attacker. Yeah, Traffic's on the other side of the map. Did a U-turn with the links, try to get one time more in, delayed some of the reinforcements, which should be worth already.
There's lings were nibbling away at a couple of the reinforcements. I think they could have continued, but yeah, they're now going to get taken out, and two Ravagers morphing on Trifex's side of the map, linking looking to use that gas, but he is down a base. He's down 9 workers. I think it's the extra hatch that makes a big difference here. It's those extra lava.
Yeah, 100%. Like, just the extra income. I mean, Trifex was 10 drones ahead, if not more, the entirety of all this going on, and linking wasn't able to do any damage. There's a slight army advantage now, but as we said, with the defender's advantage of reinforcements being already there, and this huge ling run by hitting the third, I think Trifex is more than comfortable. He's going for +1 attack of his own, so the upgrade advantage won't hold forever, and he has a nice positioning on top of these rams. Gets a couple 3 shots in, no kills though.
Yeah, the little ling counter attack getting pushed away by the reinforcements of linking. So yeah, Trifex setting up quite a nice concave at the top of the ram. I don't think that's a position linking should be pushing into. He's going to move up the ram.
Yeah. Oh, and he runs into a concave. This looks not good for a red Zerg player, and Trifex gets a good engagement, gets a huge surround, and with that, he should expecting GG any minute, or any second rather.
Yeah, I mean, that getting that third base, yeah, there we go. Getting that third base cancelled was probably the big thing about the GG there. Yeah, there was no transition after that. It was full on 2 bases, whereas Trifex was quite happily able to keep his third base saturated. So
100%. And like we see, like that just Trifex, of course, with GM mechanics, just opted to go for a safe build there, and he managed not to die, and then eventually turned his economic advantage in an army advantage. Just took a safe fight, crushed the army of linking. And
yeah,
as soon as that
puts his first point on the board. Crazy. ZVZs can get quite crazy, and I'm glad to see both players went roaches in that instance. I mean, you do get to see the difference in MMR there. Although linking was up 2 upgrades, and then one upgrade at first, and then the +1 of Trifex was quite a bit behind, but that concave at the top of the ramp, and as you say, the GM mechanics just helping him get into a better position.
Yeah, just cleaner in the production and the lava and injects and all of that. All that good stuff. To map number 2, which is Light Shade. And in the bottom right, the blue Zerg player representing CSO Esports. It is Trifex.
And in the top left-hand corner, spawning with the red drones, playing for himself, down 1-0 and looking to bring it back in this game. It is Linking. Yeah, no 12 pool this time. Yeah. Good to see. Good to see. I'd like to see Linking get into a proper macro game. Although that 12 pool wasn't entirely unsuccessful. He did get up in workers and everything, but yeah, good to see that there's going to be a standard build from both sides, and we'll see where the tech deviation is, if there is any. There wasn't in the last game, so.
Yeah, of course, like it's always a huge possibility to just go for, just go for mutas and try to catch your opponents off guard. I think that's the most common thing, quote-unquote, lower-level players do, or like underdogs do in this matchup. But you're gonna see a bit off to a slower start now.
Okay, Trifex just misrallying something there for a moment.
Yeah. But on the other hand, he's already up a drone, so
yeah.
Just was a little bit faster on the D key there.
I think he does have the advantage of the spawn here, because the lava actually spawns on the south side of the hatchery, and so it's closer to the minerals. I mean, microseconds between them, but I suppose it'll add up eventually.
Yeah. I guess on the highest level of play, that's actually could be huge.
Yeah, I mean, pretty mirrored stuff so far.
Oh yeah.
Linking, getting the 4 Zerglings as opposed to 6 Zerglings, whereas Trifex opted to go for 3 more drones. I wonder if Linking is just going to use those Zerglings as scouts, or if they're just going to stay at home. He does see that he's got some good scouting. He does see that there is saturation on Trifex sees the saturation on Linking's natural. So yeah, actually, Trifex going for an early third. Do you think he feels confident that he could handle any sort of pressure on the side of Linking?
I think so. I mean, he has a decently good idea that there's nothing too crazy coming as of now, and then I think if you go up safely to 3 bases, you should be able to defend most things if you don't get touched off guard.
Yeah, Trifex throws down the baneling nest, so yeah.
Alright. So it's Ling Bane Wars.
I do like the double queen on the ramp there, stopping anything from actually getting up.
Yeah.
I mean, the drone.
Did Linking go 6? Did he go 6 links early on?
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
2 links do get into the main base here of Trifex, so he does get a full scout off. Sees that there's no early lair, and sees that there's still only 1 gas that's been taken.
Yeah. Right, so the lack of baneling nest or Trifex. Oh, there it is. I'm just stupid. Alright.
It's lack of on the side of Linking. So I do wonder what Linking's going to go for. He's got the...
Oh, that's just a speedling all in, no? The +1.
Yeah, with +1 carapace.
Yeah. Looks like it.
Yeah.
I didn't even pay... Usually you go for like a 13-12 with that, I think.
Yeah. Trifex is morphing Banes outside the natural here of Linking.
That's a lot of weight, and I think, honestly, like, Linking has a lot of links, but these usually have a bad time against banelings.
Those are some good bane connections, yeah.
Could have been even worse. 2 more banelings in play, and the link count's dwindling for Linking already. I mean, his name is Linking. We should have expected some build links. Oh my god!
Oh, luckily they only...
All these drones low HP. Queen's gonna go down in a second as well. Luckily there's enough link. Oh man.
Yeah, this is actually some good pressure here on the side of Trifex. But, I don't know.
The links were fighting the drones for like a second and 4 going down instantly.
Yeah. I mean, the +1, just the normal 0-0 banelings, they don't one-shot drones, so the 1 baneling that connected, they actually put them quite low hit points, and those lings actually able to pick off 4 in like a few fractions of a second there. That's quite nicely
Yeah.
done there by Trifax.
And I had to say, like, I think this is all the damage Trifax needed, because he crushed the attempted all-in. Like, he killed most of the Zerglings.
Yeah.
Just with his Baneling connections, and this took completely the steam out of linking. And Trifax now, he had 3 bases up already when he moved out with the Banelings, and he has an eco advantage, and now he just spirals out of control, I think.
Yeah, linking is opting to go for a Roach Warren behind this. I think he's just trying to buy some time with these links, but that Roach Warren's not going to be done in time, and this is a lot of links on the side of Trifax.
Yeah. I have to say with this, I always think that just Ling on Ling fights without Banelings, they look a little bit silly.
Yeah, they do look a little bit silly. It's I think there's just too much on the side of Trifax.
Down, huge Baneling connection as well on the back end of this. All the drones getting ravaged in the natural, and even though there's 8 drones on the way, no way to pull it back, and Trifax with a quick 2-0 now first game.
Not a surprising result, but nice to see linking going toe to toe there with Trifax. Trifax just, I think, too many links, and those Banelings actually did such a good job at hurting linking it early on in that first defense.
Yeah, 100%. Alright, now we just gonna follow the side of the bracket, so we're gonna have what I wanted to say.
Trifax versus Art next, I believe.
Yes. Correct. That's what I wanted to say. Alright. Do you want to throw us on a quick break? Or do you do it actually?
Yeah, I can.
Alright.
Alright, cool.
Can we just do that? We'll be back in approximately 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. That's still fine. Test. Oh. That's good. No? Can you accept? Ladies and gentlemen, we have our second series of the day. Will be PvZ between Trifax and Art. And we begin once again on 2000 atmospheres. What a way to start. Alright, he starts. Alright, with our pink Protoss player. It is Alpha Access Art.
And in the bottom left, playing for Team CSO, is Blue Zerg drones. It's Trifax.
Alright. This is a bit closer in MMR than our last match. And I mean, I can't predict. We were thrown in a loop here. I would be very surprised if we don't see like just the standard Void Ray shenanigans.
Yeah.
And desperate attempts to do anything about it from the Zerg player.
Yeah, I mean, Trifax is opening up with the pretty standard 16 hatch, so no early 12 pull. I'm not too sure how many times these two players have met, but yeah, Trifax not trying to do anything too cheeky here, and Art going for a gateway scout, so he's just going to come scout and see the timing of the pool, and he knows what's going on. Yeah, he doesn't have to adjust his build in any way. I'm sure he's prepared something.
Yeah, I would say, like, considering these two players are alright, apparently, can you check OBS for a second? Apparently we have no image on this on stream right now. Oh, you see that? My train of thought was these two players, I believe they would meet each other on the ladder pretty regularly. And also, they both Polish players, and the Polish SC2 scene is flourishing as always, and there's a lot of tournaments, like smaller ones, so I expect these players are pretty familiar with each other.
Okay. So you definitely think they've got quite a bit of experience playing against each other?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Like, and there's the Stargate, by the way. Yep. No surprises here. Tech choices.
I mean, this probe's going to see the timing of this third base of Trifax. It looks like he's going to try block it for a few moments, but these lings are going to definitely stop the probe from getting that done.
Yeah, that's just the standard, like, back and forth dances you're going to see on these high-level plays. Like, they know the timings, the regular timings, and try to play around them, but of course you can have counterplay then with the lings out and stuff like that.
Yeah, is it has to be a Void Ray first, and it is.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen variations of this where you play like one Oracle before Void Rays or stuff like that, just to throw your opponent a little bit off or catch some additional damage. But it's just a standard Void Ray right now, getting Chrono boosted out as well.
Yeah, Trifax is going to see. He should have seen the Stargate on the high ground there, so.
Yeah, you won't be surprised, I think. And we have Void Ray into Oracle, which is also like...
Yeah.
I think this was... When this whole Void Ray shenanigans started, I'm pretty sure this was one of the first variations you played, actually. You just go one Void Ray to clear off overlords on the map, and then you go Oracle after to get some drone kills, and then... Oh, hello! This is a Twilight Council.
Yeah. I wonder if it's Glaive the Adepts, because there are already 3 Adepts on the map here, though. Yeah. Or 2 Adepts, sorry. So...
I believe you just go Adepts with Stargate because you have the gas earlier.
Yeah.
Compared if you would go Stalkers to like build Void Rays and build a Stargate, obviously, which costs gas as well. Oh.
Well, gets one of the Adepts.
Yeah, getting a drone is nice. Losing one Adept for it is not the way to go. And I mean, like these kinds of builds have been really popular. Just going, oh, it is the Forge as well. I just thought it's gonna be DT drop, but apparently...
Yeah, it's just gonna be...
+1. That's interesting.
That Adept does go down to the Lings, which is... I mean, if it had its partner, that shouldn't have gone down. They should have been able to turn those Lings away, but the Void Ray shows up and... No cancel on the third base.
Yeah, should be enough.
Surprised to see that Trifax hasn't taken a 4th yet. I think he's just trying to get his queen count high enough.
Yeah.
But no lair, which means... Oh, there we go. The lair's on its way.
Yeah.
So you will
Lay
be
and
able
Roach Worm, so...
to... Yeah.
Oh,
Sport- Wow.
4 gateways. This has to be an all-in by
Yeah.
Art.
Charge
I'm
just
pretty-
fires
like,
up now on the Twilight, so... Oh, no, cancels charge. Goes for blink.
Oh, okay.
This
Alright.
is
Alright, I guess.
something a
This is
little
fine.
unusual here from Art.
Yeah, I'm not like... But I'm all here to see it, man. Like, honestly, I thought the meta in PvZs went a little bit stale the last couple of months, right? But with
Yeah.
this,
It's definitely...
amazing. Alright, so he just goes for DT and then into a charge all-in. I think
Yeah.
that's... blink all-in.
There is a Spore Crawler at the 3rd and the natural, so...
Yeah, because he was expecting wide race, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty bad, actually. Oh, gets...
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't expect that at all. I mean, with the detection, I think the
No.
Queen was just
No.
out of range there, so... Getting some drones is always absolutely worth it, and these can morph into an Archon later, so...
I think it was like 6 drones he killed there.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent. 14 drones overall lost. I just realized that we don't have
Game Heart or...
Game Heart on, yeah. Ooh. Careful.
Yeah.
I'm on this. There should be a recall coming. Just gets out of there, but... I mean, these timings are pretty known.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know you
Right,
could
but-
recall an Archon while it morphs.
Oh, you don't? I think that happens really regularly, but maybe I'm just... I don't know.
No, I think you... I think I've seen it before, I've just never taken note of it. There's 2 hallucinations that are going to come in, see that all the gases are taken on the 4th base, and
Yeah.
see that it is going to be a Roach Hydra follow-up. Where is that Hydra den, actually?
Yep.
Yeah. There's the
I'm
infestation
not
pit.
sure if he... Does he know about the Hydra then? No, he doesn't. Alright, but I mean, like, 6 or like 8 gases even. That can only be so many things, right? So,
Yeah.
should be pretty familiar. If he wants to play a macro game, I would assume that... Oh, gonna see a robotic space soon, but we're gonna see a 4th base earlier. Alright, makes sense. It's gonna be Lurker, so it's...
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's... Like, it's gonna be Queen Walk for sure, but it looks like one of the Lurker...
Variations to that.
a Queen Walk of the Lurker variety.
Yeah.
And just initial... Oh, this... Alright, 1 DT in the main base. Gets taken out now.
Yeah, I mean, Art's positioning here around the 4th base. I don't think he knows that the 5th base of Trifax has been taken on the low ground there. But,
Yeah.
you know, he's definitely trying to do a little dance. I wouldn't mind to see a good, strong link run by here, but Trifax is trying not to die to this Protoss player outside his 3rd base, 4th
Yeah.
base.
The engagements on the force fields in particular were really good by RT. Overall, I have to say, I'm not at a point where I mind Trifax's position too much, but he, like... I mean, he's going for an all-in, essentially, so...
Yeah.
Let's see how this one fares out. Just good back and forth here.
Art has set up a 4th base on the back of this. He's starting to saturate that, so...
Yep. I think he moved out with his when he took his 12th base just to get this. Art now decides to move in here. This is not a lot of Roach Ravager left here. Just 1 lurker finished in the back, 4 more are morphing, and man, he has Blink and he has the budget Blink with a War Prism as well.
Yeah.
Goes in here,
Quite a few
kills
drones.
2 morphing lurkers.
Quite a few drones got pulled with that and they went down, so... Art's doing a
Trifax-
pretty good job with this pressure.
Yeah, just
Ooh. Gets the
losing the War Prism isn't particularly good, but
yeah,
he just takes the trace some damage that he can, and he can always blink out to get away.
yeah. The lurkers now more finish up, and this is... Oof. There would have to be some pretty good blink macro there now on the side of Art if he wants to keep those alive. There's a Void Ray. That's probably no, turning back. I was going to say it's probably just going to look to keep Trifax's attention somewhere else. Oof.
And he looked for the base, and he's under the impression that Trifex is still on 4 bases. He doesn't know about the 5th taken, but obviously because there was the fighting going on there,
Yeah.
Trifex wasn't able to transfer any drones. So like, I mean, he didn't have the drones after you pulled one. Oh, Trifex now with it. No,
No,
kept some units here.
I do like Trifax is setting up multi-prongs here. There's a Zealot run bar was going to look to push down at the bottom here. And Trifax has some units there. There's a bit of a skirmish going on at this Zelnaga watchtower.
They're actually nice, and I think Trifex actually wins out in a lot of the fronts here. Not on the left one though, with the Stalkers and the Void Ray.
Yeah.
And I think this group of skirmishers is way too small to do anything about the shield batteries, the cannons, and the zealots on the 4th base. But maybe some lurker magic.
Yeah.
Who knows? Gatewin starts on the... Oh, and that's a lot of lurkers actually, but they get rid of most of the roaches and hydras. Mostly lurkers was what left in this army.
Yeah, I mean...
This is not the easiest engage.
Trifax is pushing on Art's 4th here, and Art has some stalkers taking out drones on the 4th of Trifax, so... Yeah, looks like Art's going to lose the space to these lurkers. Purification Nova comes out and actually gets quite a few shots off. Or that.
But insta disruptor as well.
Yeah.
Man, this is becoming a scrappy game.
Oh, yeah.
But I think if Trifex, if Art somehow survives, this should be fine for him because he's on double robo as well. He's took a 5th base, which is now his 4th base. And he's on double disruptor production, and this is exactly what you want to deal with these amounts of lurkers, and there's nothing here supporting these lurkers.
Yeah.
And this is the real problem, because eventually the Protoss will be able, with these Archons, to build up enough tech units to just jump on the lurkers.
Yeah. Yeah.
As of now, lurker count just high enough to... He can't will commit soon enough, eats big lurker shots, disrupt the hits, oh my...
Oh, nice.
Only 2 lurkers going down, I can't believe it.
Yeah, good macro on the side of Trifax there. He did lose pretty much an entire mineral line to those few stalkers at his 4th base, so... Picks up 2 bases here, the Protoss. So, these lurkers actually doing so much here, it's a bit ridiculous.
But it's only 7 left, and I think he had more than... Oh my god, this disruptor shot.
Yeah.
I think he had more than 10 when he moved out, so he bled out a lot of his tech units, and even though he's quite up in army supply, this army supply is not here anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this Overseer shows up just in the nick of time. There was a DT that was actually getting to work on these lurkers, so... Another disruptor.
And actually, Trifex manages to go into natural, and this is exactly what you want. You want to go eventually on top of the tech building, so you can...
Yeah.
And disruptors here. First shot lands, second not. Oh, and the Roach Hydra support actually arrives in time for Archer moving in, and I think Trifex has just done it with relentless aggression.
Yeah, I mean the one lone swarm host shows up.
Yeah, he was in a rough spot the majority of the game. He lost a lot of workers.
Yeah.
To the initial, like the varying waves of aggression that Art threw at him, but he was able to withhold and just had good timing on these lurkers. Oh, disruptor shot whiffs. Both of them actually.
Yeah, and I think Trifax, these lurkers of Trifax have just won him the game, because I mean the entire main base of Art is getting ravaged now, fully depowered, and these lurkers are just going to push into another Purification Nova with Spine. These lurkers are just going to, I think lurkers are just going to push in. Oh, such good splits here on the side of Trifax.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah, the main base is pretty much gone now.
Yeah. And even though Art did a pretty good job in keeping his tech units alive, so a couple of disruptors in there, he bled out all the ones that were constructed, and on the other hand, the supply just doesn't lie at this point. Counterattack managed to kill a lot of drones, but I think Trifax has just gotten too big to fail at this point.
Yeah. I have to agree with you there.
Moves out, jumps on top of disruptive shots and gets almost the whole army that was postured here already.
Yeah.
But that also means that Trifex knows exactly where Art's army is and he moves on to attack another base of his.
Yeah. I think the Hydras of Trifex picked off the observers, so there was absolutely no way for Art to get any sort of detection on the lurkers other than to see where their spines are coming from. And now that there's an observer, yeah.
Disruptors are good units.
Yeah.
Holy moly. But there's just too much. Looking at this lurker reinforcements arriving, and that makes Art considering the GG.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't expect those lurkers to do as much as they did.
Yeah, same. I thought, like, even because they were without support for so long, that like Art would find the timing to jump on top of them, but it like wasn't the case apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they just went from base to base to base, and they just carried on going. Trifex just continued with the momentum, and as you said, when they were by themselves, you kind of expect Art was on double robo production. He had all the right answers to the lurkers. I just wasn't able to kill them off, and Trifex just continued.
Yeah, he had Archons ready, he had all the tools available, but just a little bit too late, and Trifex was able to find a sweet timing there. And, man.
Wow. What a game that was, like.
Yeah.
I really did not expect those lurkers to do as much as they did, and I think Art just lost his observers, so he wasn't actually able to detect those lurkers. I mean, he had all the answers, but he had no detection, and so even though he had Immortals and Archons, everything, he just wasn't able to, like, actually hit the lurkers, which is quite a little bit unfortunate. But
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now, going to game 2. This on a map. No, we just take. I don't know what I'm saying. Top right, representing Alpha X. It's a Pink Pros player Art.
And in the bottom left, playing for Team CSO with the Blue Zerg drones, it's Trifex.
I wanted to talk about. I didn't find a way to do it in a smooth way and not do the introductions.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that this map is it produces one of the longest games we've seen in PvZ for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is a pretty strong split map scenario. The way the base layout is, I mean, you can get some really long games on it just because of how easy certain positions are to defend, and so breaking those holds that your opponent can set up can be a little bit challenging. It's gonna gateway scouts.
It also is huge. It is a huge map, and as well, armies of these two races, and late game armies in particular, tend to be quite slow. So this might add to the fact that we see a lot of late games. Static D is always strong as well. And the interactions of these two races, so all makes sense. Let's see. We're gonna make it to late game this time, or if we wind up in some sort of mid-game prolonged fighting like last map.
Yeah. Everything pretty standard so far. I mean, this probe of Art is nibbling away at the Zerg drones and being a little bit annoying.
Yeah, being a little nuisance. Yeah, he knows he's pretty much safe until the pool finishes. Now he's gonna move out, try to find some information on the third base, I would assume. And on the other side, Art's build looks to be a Stargate again. With the Adeptus, the early tell. There it is.
Yep. So, pretty standard.
Hell yeah.
Which is
especially
good
on this map, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, this, as you said, this is a pretty big map, but with those acceleration zones in the middle, I think the rush distance is maybe like only 1 or 2 seconds longer than some of our shorter maps. So,
Yeah,
Got
that's actually crazy too. But like,
it is a big map.
it is a big map. It is wide as well.
Yeah,
like, like the corner to corner distance, I think is pretty huge. And there's a lot of bases as well. And we have like these island bases almost in top right, top left and bottom right.
yeah. It's just
So
a
which are
single ramp leading up into the base itself.
yeah, which makes him quite easy to defend and the rocks on the
In the middle of these destructible
like
rocks.
yeah, I meant like on the 3 o'clock base and respectively like 8 o'clock, I
Yeah,
assume it is like with that makes him just easy to defend and
yeah.
of
Massive choke
course
point.
yeah, because of the 3 RAM structure also you can have 4 bases like easily, and this makes usually for good macro maps if you can get up to 4 bases
Yeah.
and hold them relatively easily.
I like that
So
from
Art's
Art.
going.
Yeah, let me just say, he just killed the Overlord with the Void Ray and then started the Oracle. He hadn't started the Oracle first, so he was definitely trying to hide the follow-up Stargate unit there. Doesn't want
Yeah, he's
Trifax to see that it's going to be an Oracle.
trying to hide the fact that he's doing the exact same thing as the last game.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
Twilight Council follow-up as well.
And it's going to be Glaives this time.
Interesting. I really liked it, I have to say, because Glades, like, they fell out of fashion a little bit. They occasionally, like, make their way back. It's not a forgotten build or anything. Like, people still do it. But it's really strong.
Yeah,
And especially because of the specific measures you usually take against Void Rays.
yeah.
Let's see.
There's a proxy gateway over here on the right hand side of the map, and I think this is where Art's going to look to launch his attack. Also,
Yeah, probably.
some lings that are just poised outside the natural here of Art, and I don't think they're going to get too much done. They're not doing any damage right now. Yeah, the Void Ray will come chase them away.
Yeah. Yeah, also this is not, like, of course this is not a Glade Apt all-in or anything. This is just 3 gateways and a 3rd base as well behind us, so just gonna be pressured. Which shouldn't undersell the fact that this is totally possible to win if you just get into a middle line undefended.
Yeah, and I mean,
We'll see what
Glaive's such a good upgrade for those adepts. So good.
Yeah.
This Oracle's gonna... Yeah, he's just gonna fly around. Hasn't been able to get too much done this. Gonna opt for a Stasis Ward and...
Ooh, that's going in on the 3rd base. The Stasis Ward was big as well, getting a couple initial drones already. 4 falling only.
Yeah.
Are there any? Oh, he gets the wall up in time.
Wow.
Gibbs can't actually shade in there. Gets the reward well and gets on top of them with the links. Man, Trifex just super clean on this defense.
Yeah. Actually, so
Yeah, as
good.
we said, it wasn't. Yeah, as we said, it wasn't the most committed of any builds, but still. Oh, and we have Immortals already on the way. We have Blink +1 and a Robotic Space, so maybe, just maybe, gonna see some kind of follow-up, all then single Adepts shading in. But they're gonna all cleaned up eventually. One makes it to the main base, and whew, not a huge Stasis Ward.
Yeah, Art
These
doing-
have been on point by Art.
Yeah, he's doing such a good job with these Stasis Wards. Trifax just not noticing the Oracle, I think. Doing a pretty good job at defending the Adepts, but the Oracle getting those Stasis Wards has actually been pretty huge. I'm not sure what the income graphs look like, but that's some pretty good disruption there.
Oh yeah. So does Art know about the Spire? I assume it's in a natural, right? Yeah, then he should know about it.
Has he seen it? Yes, he has.
Right. Doesn't take extra measures. I mean, he has a Stargate. He could go for Phoenicians.
Multiple Phoenixes. I have no idea what that...
A flock of Phoenixes.
Yeah, I have no idea what
Let's
that's
just
the
go.
correct term is.
I don't know. I had Latin, so I guess it's Phenai, but I don't know. I don't wanna bet anything on that.
Yeah.
All right, but we have 11 mutas in production now. Of course, we have Blink, so we will have a lot of stalkers out soon. How's the static D situation looking? There's a shield battery in the third, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Whew, I'm not too sure. I believe that like Art could get of course, a timing here, and he's moving out, and this is strongly looking like an all-in.
Yeah, 2
And
immortals.
we
Eh?
have
I like
some,
the Raptor.
yeah, yep, me too. Really good against queens and roaches and these kinds of slow zerg units.
Yeah.
Mutas are out already though, and making their way to the main base, hitting there now. Those drones and probes initially falling.
Yeah. Looks like Art's going to commit in with his main army here as well. So going into like a potential base trade.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's 2,500 resources in mutas. Roundabout. Oh no, it's 2,200. Sorry, but
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Still, and force fields on point.
Yeah.
Gets in the nest.
Keeping that army of Trifax away. He does have a Ravager to bow down those force fields, but yeah, looks like Art's just going to commit in here and take out the natural.
Yeah.
Good force fields again. There we go.
And it's the lair as well. That really hurts, actually.
Yeah.
He lost the roach one in the top as well, so like the ground army of Trifax is just terrible right now. We have to say it.
Yeah, and there's
And there's that's sure.
yeah, the mutas are still going, wrecking the
Link
mineral
on
lot.
top of the disruptor, and it survives on. This has to be 1 HP.
Wow. Yeah. Well.
It dies eventually. Oh man, but this is a lot of Ravagers, and you can't scoff at these units. They actually do a lot of damage. Force field, no, a couple force fields available still, I believe.
Yeah, I mean,
Man.
I like that aggressive blink by Art there to give the Immortals a bit of space to actually start firing on these Ravagers. And, you know, when the dust settles over here, I mean, Trifax is trying to retake his natural. He does have defender's advantage, but Art still has a lot of army supply here on Trifax's side of the map.
Yeah, has to pull, Trifax has to pull, the drones have to pull back the mutas as well, which in these slow numbers can't really do anything against the stalkers. Couple roaches will trickle in, and I guess there will be a cleanup here, but it ain't be pretty.
Yeah, just barely.
Leaving Trifax on 37 drones without a lair.
Oh.
Just 3 bases, and yes, he has the army advantage as of now, but he had to be across the map yesterday, and yesterday there was a big Protoss ground army still.
Yeah.
So this amount of stalkers that we're seeing, and the re-aggression that Art decides to do, this strongly looks like we have a map 3 on our hands soon.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. There's a lot of stalkers here, and there's quite a few Ravagers, Roach Ravagers. Yeah, I think there's enough here on the side of Trifax to maybe push this back, but with some good blinks, I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of upgrades, they both +1 attack up. Both players have +1 attack, so
Yeah, I think so. And stalkers do bonus damage against roaches as well, so
yeah.
it's not looking too spicy. And on top of that, we know that like eco advantages take a minute or two, or like a little bit more even, to really kick in. Oh, he's gonna blink in the main base, doesn't he? Oh no, maybe
No,
not.
no. The observer's not in the correct place for that.
Yeah.
Does get to recall
Well-
most of those stalkers out, but losing quite a few.
Yeah, he lost way more than he should have,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Plus he knows that he just has to be in his opponent's face, and as long as he manages to like just wither down the opponent's army, he should be fine, because he has the worker advantage. He will have a bigger army eventually.
Yeah.
+2 gonna finish up in a second as well. Disruptor fires relatively prematurely. Doesn't get anything, but these stalkers, man, they're out for blood.
Yeah, and there's still no layer on the side of Trifax. I mean, he's still on hatch tech. This Roach Warren was about to bleed out, and luckily the natural of Trifax is able to push creep out. Art still has this, I'll say that, Art still has this pylon here, and I was going to say, I hope see that he uses that to reinforce, because I mean, a warping of Zealots going down into this base here, there's only one queen to defend it, so that could have been pretty ugly.
I think just these two adepts gonna do horrendous damage. Alright, so this is last stand for Trifex.
Couple Roche run by over here on the fourth base of Art.
Yeah.
I don't know, they must have picked up a few workers, but nothing too serious, nothing to pull the army out of position.
Yeah.
The Adepts are going to force the drones to pull off the natural ways.
Oh my god,
That's
transfused just in the nick of time.
Wow.
Whew.
Art must have seen that the Roach Warren was still bleeding, and 2 Adepts that must have been like a few HP away from, maybe 1 or 2 shots away from going down.
Yeah.
Plus 1
and
shield.
I'm curious to see that Trifex thinks he has stabilized enough to attempt to bring this back into the macro game. He built 20 drones. He's now up again in workers.
Yeah.
Doesn't change the fact that Trifex was up in mining for like the past, I don't know, like 4 minutes at least.
Yeah, and I mean, let's not forget those stasis wards that probably helped Art at the beginning of this game.
Yep.
So the mining for Trifex this time hasn't been too great. Blink DT on the way. Yeah, DT Blink.
DT Blink and Storm, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
This one shields as well. Additional gateways and Trifex gearing up for an attack. Has to be DT. Oh, Zealot.
That's gonna be a Zealot warp in here.
Yeah, Zealot and like one or two DTs in the mix, I'm pretty sure. A lot of force fields, 2 Archons, 3 Disruptors knocking at the front door.
Is Zealot still going ham in the main base?
Yeah.
Oh,
my god.
Wow.
Seeing the Disruptor, it's instant GG. Art does it and brings us to map number 3.
Wow. Juicy Purification Novas there. Wow. Trifex sees half of his army get decimated there in Insta GG.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Alright, in the last map, this BO3, however it goes, will be Oxide. Let's see.
It's a pretty crazy game too.
Yeah. I'm really curious why what I want to say. Why Art doesn't decide to opt to go for this for a Void Race.
Yeah, I mean, the Void Ray build is kind of I suppose it's always expected, and it's nice to see Protoss is going for something different for a change. But to not do it in the best of 3, I suppose it's worked out. It's 1-1 at the moment, so he has a point on the board.
Yes.
Not going Void Rays.
Sure. And I'm all for build variety. Speaking of these players, in the bottom left of Oxide is the pink Protoss player representing Alpha X. It is Art.
And in the top right, losing the last map, looking to make it 2-1 and proceed to the next round of the tournament. Blue Zerg player from CSO. It's Trifex. Almost said Art there for a moment.
Happens. All right, nothing out of the bed here.
Yeah.
Take standard builds once again.
Yeah, normal gateway scouts and not a really early scout here on the side of Art.
Or not an obscenely early scout.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Oxide is a bit easier to defend your natural base, so I do think we will get a bit of a longer game here with that ramp going up into the natural. Makes it a bit easier to defend.
Yeah.
Whereas,
it's also like I have to say I would like to see Void Race here now, because you can like camp really good on on 5 bases here. Like as anyone who have ever seen a Maru against Raynor game on this map should know, it's maybe the camp map apart from Jagannatha maybe, but it's, I don't know, that has other qualities as well. And would guess after the core, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see an adapted into Stargate as well this game.
Yeah, that pylon setting up for pretty common
Yeah.
Stargate placement there. This probe's going to check that there's no really early third here on the side of Trifax, and yeah, pretty standard at the moment. Link speed fires up, yep, link speed fires up for Trifax. And there's the Stargate.
Yeppers, as Twitch chat would say. Oh, it's not even here. The intro, I don't know, we figured it. There's no other streaming platforms, is what I said. Alright. Link speed going up. I don't know. This is just a standard early game.
Yeah, not too much
As we
happening here.
Yeah. Like, considering Art, I'm pretty sure that he's gonna have something spicy here as well. Some interesting.
Yeah, something rather unusual.
Some interesting builds for sure.
I hope so. I do hope so. It is game 3, and this being a single elimination tournament, the loser of this goes out. So,
Well, yeah.
gonna be a Void Ray first, as expected, and push this Overlord away. What I've
Same
noticed,
thing as last map, really.
yeah. What I've noticed is Zergs aren't really using multiple Overlords on the Protoss side of the map. Just kind of expecting it to be that Void Ray opener, and they don't want to lose too many Overlords. Losing that Overlord actually supply blocked Trifax for a few moments there. So.
Oh damn, a little bit of a inaccuracy as a build order, it seems like.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah. To your point, I think you in this meta you can't really like. Void Ray is gonna be the most played build, and you can't spread overloads on the map. Just doesn't work because you're gonna lose them all. And this time, Art, with the first deviation in his first 4 minutes of the game, he doesn't go for the Oracle, but he goes for Twilight and Robo instantly.
Yep.
So, with the early gateways and
Templar
I don't want to
Archives.
call anything too early. Yeah, I don't know. Is there Archon drop builds with archives? In any other case, I would imagine it's going to be a 2-base all-in of some sort.
Yeah, the Lings of Trifax do go and check that there's no third yet. He's got a Ling at this third base, and a couple of Lings came to have a look here. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, it's going to throw down the third, so it's not going to be an extreme all-in, but the War Prism going across the map, so.
I mean, like, taking a third base doesn't mean you're going to all in on, like...
Could be a red herring.
The traditional... Yeah. I mean, just like a... I don't want to be that person, but it's obviously, it's an Archon drop, interestingly.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, without DT Shrine. But we have Charge, and as I said, the most common follow-up for a DT drop, DT drop and Archon drop, is actually taking a third base and then saturating like just with 8 probes, if any.
Yeah.
And then going for like a 2.5 base all in.
Do you take the gas especially on your third base there? If you go for 8 probes, do you saturate both your gases, or?
No, you just go minerals because you want to go charge all in. You're just gonna you pump. You get like a couple of models and sentries for force fields, and then you just pump all of your minerals, and you just want charge lots.
Okay.
Oh, he lost an Archon there. That's pretty terrible.
It was one of the morphing Archons that had most of its shields gone, and then some good marker in the beginning around this third base here, but eventually it did go down.
Yeah, that hurts for Art because with like theoretically it shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Right?
It was that scouting Ling. There was that Ling scouting along this ramp over here that caught the Archons morphing, and so Trifax got the early warning on that.
I see.
Yeah.
So I would say this early mid game was quite decent for Trifax already.
Yeah.
He pumped up the gas counts as well. He's going for roach speed, so I assume he's gonna have a lot of units ready. And he should be able. Or he's gonna continue 12?
Yeah, he's going for a Baneling nest now.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, just because it's going to be mainly a ground-based army, so the Baneling nest isn't a bad idea.
Yep. And the thing is, what we now see, imagine this push with an Archon more.
Yeah.
It's much more scary right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because Archons, as GX Alpha and me like to point out, these units are hard to kill, man. They can be a nuisance.
Yeah, 300.
Potion arrives now. Yeah. Sporecrawler gets taken out instantly, but it's all Art's getting for the moment. Even though there's force fields here, there's still a decent fight that Trifec's getting here. Losing a couple drones, 6, 7 now. Prism far enough back. Ooh, but now maybe. I don't know, 2 Archons went down already though. I'm not too sure, man. Couple of the tech units already dying, and the Charger's going to bleed out as well. And even though Trifec's lost.
Yeah, those Immortals actually right-clicking on that hatchery. Those Immortals really
I
to
think
get that hatch down.
I think that's huge, actually. That's what could keep Art in the game. Like, he's not in a good position at all, but he continued to probing up.
Yeah, and Trifax is actually just going to go across the map. He's not worried about 2 Immortals and a Void Ray. He's going to go across the map and say, if your main tech is on my side of the map, files down that that overcharged shield battery.
I think that's an excellent call, because the scariest army supply is in your main base at this point, and you will defend it eventually with just reinforcements. But you know the Protoss doesn't have anything to defend this if you go across the map. So very excellent decision making after this. Not perfect hold, but like he did the right reaction out of it, so this made it.
Well, I mean, this Immortal's still alive here. I mean, on like 16 health, but the Zealot warp in to help, but there's nothing here at home on the side of Art. I suppose he could recall his Immortals and stuff, but yeah, good decision making here by Trifax.
I think so. Going for the base trade is actually the case. I didn't really commit. Thought that Art was committing on the other side, but I guess that's just what he had to do.
Yeah,
and I think now the
Robo's gone down, and
reinforcements of the other side of the map slowly but tries to clear it up, but actually there's some Archons now as well, and with good prism juggling, there's a lot of potential in this army. 2 Archons and 2 Immortals.
Yeah.
Drone's getting pulled as well. First Archon falls though, second falls as well. Just 2 Immortals on the prism.
And they're both, one's red, one's orange, so they are going to recall home, but
there is no workers left. Holy moly. DT at home will help out massively in the space trade. I think Trifex has to retreat, but at this point it's not even that bad. He brought just all of his units to the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Does he have layer? Yeah, he has. Observer was literally on the edge of the map. Just helping him out, and I think as soon as this observer arrives, this should be just too much.
Yeah, Trifax decides to go home here, but I mean, the worker count's fairly close though. To be fair, the worker count's pretty close now, so.
Yeah, but we're looking at a 40 army supply difference, and he just went back to get the observer, to the overseer, I think. Oh, no A move.
No A move, yeah, but
just a move command. DT slips by.
Yeah, and it's like you say, the army supply advantage is on the side of Trifax here, and he's gonna start to work away at these unpowered tech structures, but
there's also spore callers here. I should be fine, I think.
Yeah. Looks like it's gonna be I like Trifax's decision to go across the map there. When you saw that he was going to deal with most of the army, going across the map is definitely the right decision, yeah.
Yeah, you can't let the Protoss go back in the way. The problem is though, your income is so small that you don't really have reinforcements to build with this, and yeah, you're doing a lot of damage on the other side of the map, but it gets spicier and spicier. So maybe decision for Art to fight for his dear life here was the correct one. Ooh, and we could look at a Trifex that doesn't have any drones left. I mean, all the Nexi falling had fallen?
Yeah,
fallen? Whatever.
Have fallen, yeah. It looks like... Yeah, I was going to say, Trifax doesn't have many structures left. Yeah, he's got a couple extractors and... Yeah, we're going to see some War Prism Micro here from 2 Immortals, and In
Oh,
this,
he got prism speed as well. Damn, that's man. I like maybe I've spoken too soon. There's a drone here, but there's two zealots in front of them. Man, not like this.
Trifax has
I
enough
mean,
to
some
make one more
nice.
drone.
Yeah, that's good enough. And as long as he has lava and he can kill these. Oh, the slow observer overseer. Just in the nick of time. Man, he don't really want to give these DTs any more free shots, but I think now slowly but surely. Man, is there any anti-air? I think all the spore crawlers died. Oh, there's one in
Yeah.
the third base.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah, this base chase scenario is quite.
I think it's just about his prism. Like if he just has to not die to these two immortals and then he should be fine.
Yeah, Trifax is mining with 2 workers.
Quote,
corrosive balls! Great War Prism macro here on the side of Art. Yeah, it's literally these 2 immortals, a War Prism and a Dream. Really now.
Yeah. Art is showing off, and of course he's fighting for tournament life for dear survival.
He did lose one of those immortals.
Yeah. That's actually huge. I love the changelings just joining the fray. Second immortal goes down as well, and there's the GG Trifax. He had to fight for it, but he takes well-deserved victory in this best of 3.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Trifax was going to clear up the 2 Archons or the drop in his main when he moved across the map. I thought he was going to clear that up a bit quicker than what he did, and Art got himself into a really good position there.
Yeah, 100%.
That was something crazy and a full-on base trade scenario.
Alright, and as far as I see it, the next lobby, which will be our upper semifinals, is already ready. Let me try to get some lobby link here. Oh.
Shall I take us into a short break and...
No need, we have the lobby link already.
Oh, there we go.
So, straight up, no breaks here.
We just go. Yeah, that was actually a pretty chaotic game 3 there, and Art's definitely making Trifax work for that win. In a full-on base trade scenario there, I think Art was going to win it. Trifax doesn't have as many structures as Art did. And, yeah, that army of Trifax had to pull all the way home. It was such a good game 3 there.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we're pretty much good to go.
Hell yeah. We're already loading up. And we will have, for Yumi, as Grandmaster play against Slayer's MVP. As you said, for Yumi, maybe the favorite in this tournament because he qualified for DreamHack, or the closed qualifier of DreamHack. Be careful with this. And I believe... I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually about Slayer's MVP. I know him. He's been around. He's playing a lot of these tournaments, but I'm not sure if he ever made it to a final. So we'll see. We'll see. First off, in the bottom right, representing Psystorm Gaming, it's the Red Protoss player for Yumi. What a suspicious probe pattern as well. Hello, hello. Little friend, where are you going?
And let's introduce our other players. Sporting in the top left with the Blue Terran SCVs, it is Slayer's MVP. Yeah, so that's a cheeky little pylon there. Kid dead, lol.
I, I have no idea what this is about.
Yeah, neither does for you me.
Like, I don't know. Alright, it looks like we have a max Pex on our hands. What the fuck? Alright.
Well, let's see how our first PVG.
Yeah, same.
PVTs.
Same for me. I have absolutely no idea what's going on in this chat, but alright.
It's gonna be a marine opener here, and for Yumi's gonna chrono out Zealot.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Is this
that's not what you want. Yeah, that's the max specs. And low ground CC is absolutely not what you want to have as a Terran against the max specs. It is marine into reactor as well. Oh,
Yes.
Man, these choices are. Yeah, he has to cancel instantly.
Yeah.
Gets the wall up, so this is a good thing.
Does he close the supply depot? He doesn't.
Oh my god, no.
Wow.
That's so unfortunate. Second Zealot is already out. Stalker on his way as well.
Yeah, I think.
And man, this is the roughest position you can have with a max specs. SCV is gonna get us around, but against Zealots, man, these guys have base armor.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do anything.
That's not a fight you want to be taking. The Stalker shows up and...
Yeah, and keep in mind, this depot hasn't finished yet, so Slayer's MVP might get supply blocked soon. I lost enough. Lost enough workers.
I was going to say, I would like to see for you the reactor goes down, yeah. But 2 Marines do show up. Just in the nick of time, though. Oh, this SCVs get us around on the Stalker, and the Zealot goes down as well to SCVs. These workers are actually holding the line here. 10 SCVs going down, though. Oof.
But I mean, it's a Stalker. You can just out-micro this. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
And on the back of this,
Oof.
we have a natural for Yumi already. We have Twilight Council going up. And he's continuing to produce Stalkers.
Oh,
there's a factory there.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I wondered where it was. I didn't saw it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Slayer's MVP, down horrendous, 11 workers, and just Hellion on the other side of the map. Man. Alright, as of yet,
nothing.
the only fighting units he has are in production. That's not what you want to have.
Yeah.
Bunker going down, but like no way this is going up.
No way. Yeah.
Singular Marines being produced, getting taken out by these Stalkers, and the third one joins the fraternity of Protoss. Man, this is a rough start for a Blue Terran player. There's the GG.
Yeah.
he managed to get a Hellion on the other side of the map.
Wow. That was a wild start. Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
I think Slayers was hoping to throw for Yumi out there with a little bit of confusion in the chat, but for Yumi getting the first point on the board.
Let's just say it hasn't worked.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the factory being built, but I didn't actually know where it was, and maybe that's why Slayers was saying Kid dead, because he had a plan to proxy a factory on the other side of the map, but he gets taken out by... I mean, yeah, the low ground CC. You do want to be a bit greedy. Do you think if he had built that CC on the high ground, he would have held that a bit easier, rather than having to cancel it?
Um, Come again, sorry. I was
If
doing admin stuff.
if he had built that CC on the high ground, just like safely on the high ground, not
Yeah.
having to cancel it, do you think he holds that
I
a bit
mean,
easier?
yeah, he's in a better spot for sure, but I don't know, man. It's just rough. Like, if a better player like plays the max pack against you, it's just a nuisance. Generally, if you go marine into reactor, that's bad because you need to produce marines
Yeah.
out of a naked barracks, as we call it, so without any add-ons, and get a kinda.
How does he know there's a probe coming across the map? Well, sporting in the top right, playing for Southstorm Gaming. It's the Red Protoss player. Up 1-0 in the series. It is for Yumi.
In the bottom left, on tournament point, it is the blue Terran player Slayer's MVP. All right. For Yumi as well with a proxy. I didn't. What is the 12 pylon?
Yeah, 12 pylon.
Oh yeah, this is. Oh no, it isn't. All right, it's
Okay.
just a max pack. All right, just a max pack. Okay.
That's strange.
It's no gases. All right, that makes sense. So proxy barracks by Slayer's MVP. I'm not at all surprised.
Yeah, I mean, for Yumi had built his first gateway in the main, and he's opted to go for gateway proxy across the map. He did cancel it. It was placed over here, so it's going to be a double proxy racks on the side of Slayer's MVP as well. So.
Oh, by the way, I'd like to correct myself. I'm pretty sure this is proxy void radar, because it's just a variation where you build units on the other side of the map first. But I'm relatively confident. Yeah, it's Zealot, and then it should be Core.
Yeah.
Yep. Yepers. Alright. I actually have no idea how this would fare out. I assume it's pretty decent for the Terran player. Generally, if you all in and your opponent all in and your all in hits earlier, that's pretty good.
Yeah. That Marine popped out on the wrong side of the barracks there. There we go, he finally sets the correct rally point and
saved there. And you see now, now we have a full wall off and we have a bunker going up and we have a naked barracks Marines. And the good thing is that this just looks like it could be just a blind counter to a max specs as of yet. Could be. The thing is, need to have a close look on the energy on the Nexus. Because if he doesn't chrono boost anymore,
he's keeping that chrono.
He will have a recall. Yep, we'll have a recall available for this. But Slayer's MVP does the cheeky thing.
Yeah, he's got five Marines and another 2 popping out here from his 2 proxy racks. So it looks like he's just gonna build up a little bit of an army and then push in. Doesn't want to hit too early. He wants to hit hard. So.
Yumi, by the way, decided to build the Stargated home because he saw there's a bunker already out, there's a lot of Marines produced, so that's not really what you want. I would... Oh, he's gonna scout it, no? Maybe?
Yeah, he's gonna get the full scout.
Can we see the scouting path?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna see it. Alright. As soon as he sees it, I want to see a battery ASAP. And then it should be fine. Yep, he knows. Alright, Slayer's MVP has to go now. He's been found out. I hope he noticed.
I don't think he noticed. And there's the shield battery you asked for. But it is up in the main though, so for Yumi is almost expecting to sack his natural.
I think so, yeah. And he's like, yeah, that's what... Oh, he's miscalculated! He wants to wait, like he he got his units back to this to the gateway to get a recall in time, but then he just fucked it up a bit. But that's okay, that's okay. He's gonna finish in time, and Slayer's MVP knows that he doesn't have time to waste any of it. His Nexus shield battery is up, pulls the ropes instantly, overcharges popped. And I think just a Stalker. The main objective is just to kill the SCVs, to not let the bunker up, and then eventually you will win out.
Yeah.
Oh, gets the Stalker in the main, it wasn't in the Void. Void Ray is here as well, and these Marines struggle and struggle even to get it on a singular shield battery without overcharge. And I think with good micro on this Void Ray, and for Yumi has shown nothing but good micro in all the games I casted him.
Yep. This pro pool is actually so important. They picks off a couple Marines just as the bunker's about to finish, and
Yep. Goes around, gets all, and with that, I think it's safe to say that Fuyumi has held this, and you see one last ditch effort. All the boys are on the hype train on the other side of the map, but oh man. Second Void Ray is out, 3 Stalkers, 1 Zealot, and I think this is just a too strong army. He sees the boys now. Focuses down the Marines with the Void Rays, can get a bit dicey here.
yeah.
But now he knows what's up, he sees all the units and all the boys on the other side of the map and all force fields, that's so smart. Whoop, whoop!
There we go. Very
Sentries
nicely
acting
done.
up, bouncers, don't let the Marines in today! All the boys dying, and with this, I feel this attack has lost the last punching power it once had. A little bit of miss micro here as well will cost 2 Marines. Fuyumi just jumps on top.
Yeah.
Loses a Ray, but at this point, doesn't really matter.
He knows he's killed all the
So-
workers of Slayers, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
Slayers is
it's 30 supply dividing these two. Slayer's in a ditch effort just to try to build additional barracks at home. But
yeah.
not like this, there's GG. And with that, Fuyumi, it's our first finalist of the day.
It's actually a very quick PVT.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, I mean, I like what Slayers did there with not going for the reactor and instead opting to build a couple Marines at home and not building any add-ons on his barracks. He had stuff at home to defend the proxy gateway, and
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, for Yumi, seeing that there was already a bunker up and Slayer's in a good position, he's chose to build his Stargates at home.
Hell yeah.
So, very well done there by Fuyumi, who's now, as you said, the first player in the finals.
Hell yeah. And we will jump right into second semifinal. Man, we on a fucking speedrun
Yeah.
today once again.
These players aren't messing around, they want to go, go, go.
Yeah, we're in the purely GM levels now, and these players just say they don't care, man. They,
Yeah.
they just want to go.
I just want
It's
to
like
get
what
at
they
each
say
other.
about Korean lobbies. It's just you join it, it's go-go. You're like, alright, okay, I just want to chill a bit, but okay, we go. And with that, jump into the first match. This best of 3, which gonna a map. It's gonna be Lightshade representing Team Hasu. It's the red Terran player in the top left. It's Nicorrect.
And in the bottom right hand corner of Lightshade, playing for Team CSO with a blue Zerg drone, it's Trifax.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is the second semi-final, so the winner of this goes on to face
For
for
Yumi.
Yumi. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
that's gonna be a good matchup regardless. I promise you that. And looks like we have just the standard builds, hatchery first and barracks gas on the side of the Terran. I'm happy that we are in what is widely considered the best matchup of SC2 over its whole course of existence.
TVZ.
And with, yeah, and with 2 excellent players as well. This is gonna be quite fun. And Nicorrect, like regular viewers, gonna be familiar with him. But he's a Russian Terran. And Russian Terrans, they are special. They don't always follow the meta. So maybe we're gonna see some spicy stuff out of Nicorrect. But we're gonna see this in a second. CC is going down on the low ground.
No scout on the side of Nicorrect, so I suppose
Yeah,
he's
that's quite an... Yeah, he's pretty confident, I feel like. And like as of like we said in the last, like in the game between Art and Trifex, these players regularly play against each other, so you get a feel for your opponent. And I never really saw Trifex as a cheesy player, so that makes sense. What you normally would do as a scout is like you take your barracks SCV, builds the barracks,
Yeah,
send it over, and if it arrives at a natural, you just if you see the hatchery finishing up, you know it's a hatch first.
correct.
That's a pretty handy scouting timing for Terrans. All right, so gotta see Reaper Marine into Reactor Factory as well. All the usual stuff. So we will go into some sort of Hellion and then either Banshees or Liberator opening. So.
Nicorette.
Oh my God, the Reaper goes down.
Yeah.
Whew. Did he kill anything?
He got a Zergling.
A singular ling.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. That's not. He almost got a drone. He couldn't deny the
Creep tumor either.
first. Yep. Yep. So
So
the early game goes to Trifix for sure.
yeah, this Marine pushes away the Overlord Scout, so it's just going to be a 1-1-1 on the side of Nicorette, so
Yep. No fast 3cc. For that you would delay your second gas in like as of you say it as a given of that you would deny your okay gonna be B2
yeah.
base BCs.
Yep.
You would delay your starport as well. Is my point.
For the early third TC.
Yeah, because you delay your first gas and then you have more minerals, of course. You just go factory, CC, and then starport. But alright. This is the old school BC build. And I wouldn't be surprised if we just see continuous Hellion production as well. A scan. Okay.
Oh, it's a pretty early scan here just to pick up a couple creep tumors. I suppose you want to minimize the Zerg's mobility around the map.
Yeah.
That Overlord's actually
Yeah,
not gonna
especially the Queen mobility, right? If you go early BC.
yeah.
We'll
Actually,
see.
I think there was a Ling that got in there that got the scouts off the BC. Yeah, there was a Ling that actually got in and got the scouts off. So, Trifex is aware
That's,
that...
that's horrendous, actually.
Yeah.
On Trifex goes roaches, so I guess there's not a roach all impossible anymore. A reactive one that would hit before the BC, so. But we have a lot of queens already out and getting spore crawlers in each basis, so this looks. Oh my! This is a second starport. Hello, I told you Russian Terrans are built different, man. Is this? I think that's two port BC. Do we have 4 gases already? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
2 port BC. I'm pretty sure. Holy hell! What a build!
Does the BC teleport straight across the map? No. Yeah, it would.
Doesn't look good. There it is. So on top of these, and Hellions in these capacities, they can actually help fighting against the queens quite handily.
Yeah, this BC taking quite a bit of damage, and you have to fly out rather than teleport. Yeah, he's gonna take.
But
the
I think
fall.
he, yeah. But he's gonna get away. That's the important part. And he killed most of the queens, which is huge as well. Like considering with Yamato cannon now.
Yeah.
Second tech black is building, so, and there's enough money for the BC right away, man. If he shows up with 3 BCs,
Yeah, there's 2 more
this
BC
can be.
production.
Yeah, and as it is with the Void Race, with the BCs, or like with these starport openers, you don't want your overlords on the spreading around the map, so it's actually quite hard to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
For Trifex. Of course, this is a huge commitment. Oh, the Hellions will pass the Lings.
Lings, yeah.
Keep that in mind, that can be huge. Keep in mind, there's no third base on the Terran. It's just now starting. This is really late, but as a plus of that, you have two port VC.
Yeah, I mean, Trifex sees that the Hellions of Nicorette on the other side of the map, and he set up the Ling run bar, And yeah, it takes that opportunity. Seeing that the Hellions are on Trifax's side of the map, he takes the opportunity to push in and gets a cancel on that third base. Nickrack's going to start it again, as these Hellions are not going to chase these links. They will get the cleanup. The BC's teleport into the natural base here.
Almost done, man, and there's 2 spore crawlers here. We'll focus down the Spire, this is huge. Yamato Cannon should finish any second. 1 BC gonna go down though. Oh, not quite. Man, this is so close. Oh, but another one will fall for sure.
Oh.
And this is horrendous, you don't want to lose BCs that early.
Yeah. I mean, all the queens actually went down there. How many queens are still left? Only 2 queens are left, so...
Ooh. And, like, 1 more BC popped and another one is on the way, like...
Yeah.
Well, just jumps right in at here. He knows he killed most of the queens, he knows the anti-air is bad.
Yeah, the roaches of Trifax are now across the map here. And roaches do pretty well against Hellions, so...
Yeah. And the Hellions in turn are pretty worse. The wall is not opened. There's a single BC just popped. And the second one will arrive as well. It's the badly hurt one. Oh, another BC died on the other side of the map as well.
Yeah. But they are
fighting in 2 queens and 2 spore crawlers once again.
Now 4 BCs here on the side of Nicarac, so... The Spire only about halfway done again. It was a good job there by Nicarac to target that one down. So...
Yep.
Actually a lot of work is going down here.
Yeah, Nicarac is on... I mean, like, he has 5 BCs now. This is... pretty good.
Yeah.
But... he also has only 29 workers, so this game is up for the grasp for anyone right now. 2 more BCs in production, so I guess he's just trying to camp? No? No.
Yeah.
Just trying to get an unbeatable BC count, which I have to say is quite hard against Corruptors, because Corruptors are excellent anti-air.
Yeah, and there's 12 being fired up right now. There are 5 spore crawlers here in the natural base of Trifax. So...
Yeah, that's like he dares Nicarac to jump on top of that once again.
Yeah.
Nicarac takes the slow route though. Just goes by air, so he has the teleport travel all the way back home. Oh, never mind.
No, he teleports another 2 in, so that's
I mean, he has Yamato Cannon, so but he focuses the queens. That's not ideal. You have to get rid of these Corruptors as soon as possible. Looking down first BC will fall, and Nicarac knows this is not winnable anymore. And Trifax was so close to slip out of his hand, but he made it work. He bounced back.
Gets first points on the board. Very nicely done.
Yeah.
As you say,
We're gonna go. We're gonna go on 2000 atmosphere once again. And this, I just want to put it out here before we start. This is a mech map. Maybe the best.
mech map. Oh,
Mech.
I do hope to see mech. Although the BC Hellion, I suppose, does that count as mech? Even though there's no Thors or tanks.
I mean, technically it is.
Yeah. But
yeah, there was not that much biological units involved, but
do you think we're gonna get?
Yeah, like 2-port BC is its own build, I would argue. All right, top right, sending out the first SCV. Interesting. It's a Red Terran player representing Team Hasu. It's Nicarac.
And in the bottom left, it's 1-0 up in this series. Playing for Team CSO, it's Trifax. There's a second and a third SCV all going across the map here, so... Oh, but this Overlord scouting part is just too good. Look at that.
The win rate of 2 Rex versus Zerg in tournaments has to be absolutely insane. I've never seen this strategy lose. Well, none of it scouted.
Yep.
Nicorek just taps out. No, it's alright. 3 racks too much of a commitment to have it. To win with it.
Yeah, once it's been
Jesus.
scouted so early.
Once it's been scouted early.
Wow. That was the first semi-final.
Oh yeah.
The second
with that we have
semi-final, I
our-
apologize.
And with that we have our final confirmed before Yumi versus Trifax. I'm pretty sure we're gonna start it just any minute.
Let me take that opportunity to remind you there are free contribution codes to be used to help support the stream and the players actually all the money that gets generated from the match arena goes to the players, so no cost
Let me
to
just check if we have any left actually. Yeah, we have. That's a shame. People, go on Matcherino. Post a link in the chat. Just to be sure. Click on that. Contribute to the prize pool. We have 6 codes remaining. So just get in there, log in, and claim these codes. Well,
don't forget to give us a follow if you haven't already.
hell yeah. We take all that.
Give it to us. Give the money to the players and the follows to us.
Yeah. I think that's how it works. Alright. I just claimed an additional code, so only 5 left. We should be able to do this.
Yeah, I think I'm going to throw us into a quick 2-minute break, and we will return with the best of 5 final between 4Yumi and Trifax. So don't go anywhere, stick around.
Armies will be shattered. Worlds will burn. this world. Vengeance shall be mine. For I am the Queen of Blades. I am the swarm. Armies will be shattered.
Episode of the CSO Cup. We're on the grand finals already. And it's gonna be for Yumi versus Trifex PVZ. So one of these before with some crazy games. And we're just about to hop in. We're gonna see Blackburn, a map that I personally didn't see that many PVZs on.
Yeah,
So
it's a very uncommon map. I often see it vetoed, so it's good to see it in this best of 5.
Yeah, usually players hate to play on uncommon maps, but it's, as a viewer, quite amazing. You know, like for example, Golden Ball, maybe one of the
Yeah.
most hated maps from player perspective, but as a viewer, I absolutely adored it. Enough talking, more games. At bottom left of Blackburn. It's the Red Protoss player, representing Psystorm Gaming. It is for Yumi.
And in the bottom right, with the blue Zerg drones, playing for Team CSO, it is Trifax. Yeah, so
Alright, and we saw Trifex with more of the macro approach, opting to go for longer games, and on the other hand for Yumi, he's a little bit of a cheeky Protoss. He's for sure one of the up-and-comers of the scene. The last couple months, or years maybe. He's quite young still. But he's a little cheeky boy, and let's see what he brings to the table today. Right.
yeah, gets the hatch block off, and so Trifax is forced to take his natural expansion, his second expansion in the 3 o'clock position, rather than the base closest to his main. So I think that's pretty common, getting the hatch block off. You Protoss don't
Yeah.
like to let the Zergs just have free reign between as they set up.
Yeah, I remember some crazy statistic when. By the way, this is looks not like the standard Void Ray opener because it was hatchery before second guess. Hatchery.
Nexus.
Before second guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember some crazy statistic when like all that was played from Protoss in this matchup was the Glaive build.
Yeah.
That like some like it had a like 30% increased chance of winning you the game if you get a hatch block off.
Really?
And I think if you go, yeah, like it was crazy. I think it was some GSL statistic or something. So I don't know how exactly that would translate to the foreign scene, but it's not that much of a difference, so who cares? Alright, it's tech building time, and it's gonna be a Stargate.
Yep.
Just not the fastest one you would imagine.
The rally point to the Stargate is the main base of Trifax, so I wonder what's going to pop out of here.
I personally think Oracle, but you never know, right?
Yeah.
Because I would imagine if you go Void Ray, you would clear the Overlord and the Pervert Pillar in your natural first.
Yeah.
That's not quite a pillar, right? That's
No.
not quite on it as well. So, I don't know. We see. We'll see about that. When you can, you have to say, by the way, I'm a huge fan. I've in-game music turned off, so I've, over the past of the, like, last couple of months of me casting, I've become a huge fan
Of this.
of seeing what parts of the back make noises. And I think the turrets here, the massive ones,
Yeah.
they make noises. The fans on, like the giant fans on Lightshade make noises.
Okay.
And I think there's some, like, on the bottom of, like the Reaper ramp with the slow zones.
Yes, the deceleration zones, yeah.
By the way, 5, we should mention that 5 drones, 6 drones just went down. This is no bueno, as the French say. And with the links on the side of the map, maybe it was a Void Ray, by the way. And ooh, things catching an adept on the map.
Yeah, I think the Lynx sort of knew the Adept had to be somewhere around there, and the Shade was going in the opposite direction. The Lynx followed the Shade, saw that it was cancelled, and must have known that that Adept was tucked in somewhere. I mean, this map does have this unique feature of this island base, which I've only ever seen taken once.
Yeah, me too. Maybe like not many. I remember like a game like really early with this map pool where it was taken, but yeah, it's not the most common thing. But I mean, like there's a gold base and like so much more bases that you can take. I remember actually a crazy TBT where the island base was taken. Oh,
It was an Oracle follow-up here on the side of 4Yumi, so...
yeah, it's gone quite meta, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Void Ray into Oracle. We've seen it a lot today, and I think the last cup I did, we saw this as well. If I was a flying unit, I would be scared of these massive anti-air turrets all around the map. I'll start wondering why they don't shoot at me, too. Oh, and for Yumi, like he spotted out the Overlord positioning with the Oracle too, and he instantly sent a Void Ray to these defenseless Overlords. I really like this. Gets one for free. Good stuff out of him.
Yeah, I mean it is a robot.
You see the follow? Yep.
On the side here
going
for Yumi, so you think it's going to be disruptors?
Probably. I have not seen Colossus in ages in this matchup. Could be Prism speed as well, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's rather unlikely. A lot of adepts here. Getting the first queen, and will feast on these drones that just popped.
Does he finish the Shade? I thought he would finish the Shade, or half the Shade. Finishes half for both, so I mean a couple of adepts do split off into the main base where there's nothing to defend.
Yeah.
Some adepts.
And we actually say that, like, for Yumi just throwing waves and waves of aggression at Trifex, and Trifex struggling hard to deal with their 21 drones going down to these adepts, and that's not even the full push. And on the wild Thor Yumi on 3 bases, gets additional gateways up. And here's all the good stuff. Here's a Robo Bay already, here's a Forge, here's a Twilight. And
I think that's his second Robo facility, isn't it? Yeah, that's his second, so he's got one at his natural and one building at his third, as Trifax is now going to look to do some damage of his own, but...
And for Yumi makes me eat my own words, because that's a Colossus. Alright. Double Colossus
Double
production.
Colossus, yeah.
A Blink Stalker +1. I imagined it's some sort of timing attack, and ooh.
I was about to say, I mean, Trifax has this gold base set, has this gold base hatchery, and he hadn't transferred any drones yet. I would like to see him take advantage of that. I do like the creep tumor behind the mineral line here, just to give him vision so that he knows if anything is going to actually start to do some damage on his drones.
100%. And we have Roach. Roach is in production. Roach speed and Aspire.
Yeah.
It could be for some surprise muters, so just to deal with, I don't know, additional air units, I guess, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Corruptors are also good at dealing with Colossus, but they come utterly useless after they took them down, so...
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is the play.
I have no idea what the Corruptor ability is where they spew that green stuff onto buildings, but that can actually...
yeah.
I don't know what... Yeah, it has a funny name. But that can actually ramp up damage really quickly the longer it goes on, so...
I have no thinking about this. Yeah, I know. This like it has usage, but usually against Protoss you need a strong fighting army, right?
Yeah.
And it's in fact gonna be Muta, so just try to get some surprises, get some damage down here. Man. There's a cannon in the third. Not that much static D as well.
I mean, these Lings are going to try to get a cancel on this fourth year, and before Yumi was actually looking to move out, these Lings have actually pulled the army back, so Trifax has bought himself a bit more time. 4 Colossus here on the side of 4 Yumi. As Warp Prism and a Disruptor get fired up, so these Mutas are going to start to work away on this pylon that's powering the Stargate, and Phoenix is not going to pop out here. Literally a few seconds away.
Yeah, the ability is called Caustic Spray.
Caustic Spray, there we go. A little bit of an engagement here in the middle of the map, so...
Hell yeah. But for Yumi gearing up, he has a good army already.
6
Phoenix in production to deal with this, interesting. This Corruptor gets caught out. Man, there's a lot of force fields here. We have 4 Colossi already. This is a huge army. Disruptor starting to join this as well. Second Stargate, so I guess it's a late game setup that for Yumi tries to get behind all of this.
Well, that Disruptor way too far forward, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, for Yumi's just poised on this high ground here, and he's actually saying to Trifax, like, if you want to come and get me, you have to push up this ramp. I mean, there's... And for
I really like this, just using the Colossus and a couple units to push pressure on the gold base and like just to bait it into a fight and hold the high ground with the rest of the units.
Yeah.
Traffic just goes in last second to save this hatchery. Oh, I would really like to just laser one time into this hatchery with the Colossus, but I guess he can do this in a retreat as well.
Yeah.
So last couple force fields here, and Trifex sees his time coming for a huge surround, pushes up the ramps.
But, I mean, there's 4 Colossus in this army, and the splash damage is actually so much. I mean, Colossus aren't the greatest against Roaches, but yeah, against Ravagers they do a bit better.
Yep. And they have this insane range, right? They will wither down an army if you try to chase them. This is the worst position against Colossi, is trying to chase them. Especially if there's a Prism on board as well.
Yeah, that Prism
keep them alive just a little bit longer.
Yeah, a little bit of Warp Prism micro there keeps that 1 Colossus alive, as Trifex is now going to push up into the top left-hand corner here for Yumi, and we'll see how many probes land up going down this.
Lingon by no reaction by Yumi. He pulls his army, but the time they arrive, the majority of those probes here has already died. Yumi now down to 60 probes, and he was up in economy the majority of the game, but Trifex now up to 80 probes. May have stabilized. The upgrades though look quite horrendous, especially in comparison to Yumi's, who is now leading in the army supply as well.
Yeah, +2 about to finish as well, so he's going to be up 2 upgrades for quite a bit of time at the moment, as +1 is about 40% of the way done for Trifax. So and here's the creep that I was mentioning behind the gold base that gives Trifax a bit of an early warning, but it's a Warp Prism with 4 Zealots making its way into the main base, as the main army of 4 Yumi is starting to push on this 5th, and Trifax is just going to abandon this position, save as many drones as he can.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a tall task. Yumi just pouncing on his, and he will get it.
Yeah,
Charge out Warp in the main base at the same time. Ooh, disrupt this. I mean, they whiffed, but they forced the army away, and this is the more important part right now. There's just a couple force fields in this army, so there's some potential for these banelings with a huge surround to get something done. Uses the couple force fields really efficiently. Not the best baneling connections, but maybe the second wave arrives a little bit better. Nice splits here.
Yeah, good
These
spread
couple-
here for Yumi.
Yeah,
Yeah, still some
33.
zippets. Yeah.
23 drones going down on the back of this though. For Yumi, just with relentless aggression and good multi-prong. Manages to edge out this first map.
Yeah, the Zealot warping in the main base, I mean, unloading of the 4 Zealots and then warping in another 4 Zealots. So it's not just 4 Zealots that have to get cleaned up, it was 8. Actually forcing quite a bit of army from Trifax away from that main fight. And as you saw at the end there, those Zealots are still going in the main base, so Trifax not able to clear that up. If he had cleared that up, I mean, I think the army would have consolidated at the top of the map. And even though you got a good surround there, I think upgrades big part to play in that win for Yumi.
100% was just a rough position. I mean, for Yumi, he did so much damage in the early game as well, and then he just spiraled out of control, I think.
Yeah, so relentless with and those adepts. Let's not forget. I mean, those adepts got what, 24 probes in the beginning of the game, 24 drones in the beginning of the game.
I honestly think it's remarkable that Trifax managed to stay alive for this long.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe I believe if this is not a tournament game but a ladder game, I would just left after I lost 20 growth after for the initial adept attack, right? And I think like it started with the initial like single or two adepts just getting 6 drones already. This is more damage than they should do normally too, right?
Definitely way too much. I actually really liked what For Yumi did there. He was like 8 or 10 adepts there, and he chose to, I think it was 8, and he chose to cancel the shade of half of them, forcing Trifax to split up his Zerglings that were meant to clear that up, and the adepts actually were able to deal with the Zerglings and carry on working their way through the drone. So For Yumi actually playing a really, really good game in that first part of this final.
Hell yeah. Give respect to that. And hello, 2000 Atmospheres, my old friend. Again, this map will be this grand final. On the top right, Red Protoss representing Psy Storm Gaming, upper map. It is for Yumi.
And in the bottom left hand side, down 1-0, looking to bring it back, playing for Team CSO, it is Trifax.
And we have one little suspicious fella in the middle of the map.
Yeah, just a pure hatch block. Probe this.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I remember this as well. That this, even if you take like a 15 hatch, I think if you immediately send a probe, I don't think you can avoid getting hatch blocked.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed, Trifax just straight away going for that third base. 2000 Atmospheres being a pretty small map, so I think as a Zerg player you almost know for certain that it's going to be a hatch block, and so not wasting any time getting that second hatchery down as soon as possible.
Yeah, that I would totally agree to that. That adds to the fact as well. So you mean just being a nuisance here? This probe being annoying. Messed up the probe micro there a little bit.
Yeah, getting.
Normally you don't want the minerals actually. Oh, and Trifax almost kills it, and that means this probe can't do any more damage. It can't block natural or like be annoying anywhere else. Oh, maybe it can with the regenerating shield. So I always forget about that.
Just a little bit of shield regen. So I mean, 5 hit points there. A little bit of lost mining time there as 2 drones were pulled to deal with that probe. Because that probe can be really annoying.
Yeah.
And well, pretty much standard game so far. For you, me just
Yeah,
checking that there's a little bit of droning happening on the natural base at Trifax.
Yeah, this is an earlier Stargate this time around.
Mm.
So we could see. I don't know. Like I personally have to say, was not a big fan of the Void Ray Queen Walk meta on each side. Really, didn't make for the most enjoyable games in my opinion. So I'm all here for these Protoses showing us some new stuff, showing us some creative ways to play the matchup.
This first adept is going to come in here. Does shade towards the natural. Definitely going to let that shade finish, keep the adept alive. And I thought he'd pop in for a scout to see if that base had been taken, but I suppose it's almost a given.
Yeah, and I have to say, I'm just a really big fan of for Yumi. He's just really good at microing, and he is almost all the time he's controlling his units and try to get some little information or avoid them getting caught by something. Goes into the main base now, gets 3 drones for free, and doesn't shade out, interestingly enough. Because he knows he had enough damage, and once again gets 5 drones in the early game.
Yeah.
Alright, early Stargate, and it's Void Ray into Oracle again. I have to say, but although I wasn't the biggest fan of the Void Ray meta, I think like one game. Just squeeze one Void Ray game in.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think either of these players are going to pull off a little bit of cheese in this final, or do you think they're both just going to try to build up for like a proper game as long as possible?
I'm not sure actually. I think for Yumi is definitely capable of pulling a cheeky once in a while, so I guess he's gonna do something. But I'm not really sure. Like, what is there really to do? You can play 12 pool, which is like figured out on both sides.
Yeah.
Pretty much, no? Or you can cannon rush, I guess, and I'm not sure if for Yumi is a cannon rusher. Like, he's... I saw him play, like, especially in PvT, some nasty little builds. I'm not sure if he's a man
a cannon rusher.
Doing that in PvZ though. And he went 2 oracles, which will arrive very late. Traffic still committed to the spore crawlers in each base though.
This Void
2 oracles are a whole different beast from a single one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say that this Void Ray is picking away at these queens, and these 2 oracles meet up with the Void Ray. I mean, they do pretty well against queens as well, so...
Yeah.
We'll see 2 oracles do one-shot drones as 4 adepts do start to shade up. Yeah.
A lot of links already out to deal with these adepts, not to lose as many drones as he did last game, but now it's oracles. Oh. They get an additional 5.
Yeah, I mean...
Of course, this is a map. This is a map with good... This is a map with huge dead air spaces, so you can keep these...
oracles positioned at the back, yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why mech, like BC mech is so popular on this map, because you can actually, like, save them. A lot of times, things arrive now in the base, and they in the mineral line already. Want to get a single probe, though. No hold position micro or anything, just right-click on a probe and get out.
Yeah.
I think it's fine as well, you don't necessarily want to lose these. In Trifix once again.
Going Spire?
What is... Hell yeah, Spire and Roach Speed. So I guess we're gonna see just a couple... Oh man, 5 additional drones again.
A couple transferring drones. The oracles don't sync up their shots too well, so... Yeah, they get another one. Oh, I like the revelation on the creep tumors.
Yeah.
Clearing
really
up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little touch there for Yumi. They're actually going to get the scout of these Zerglings out on the map, and they decide they're going to turn back home. As the infestation pit gets thrown down here for Trifax, the Spire was scouted, cancelled, and now he's going for an infestation pit, so...
I think that's fine, honestly. For Yumi just gearing up with additional gateways, and he already has these double Colossus production on the way.
Yeah.
Man. This is a man who likes his Colossi and Blink Stalkers, it
Yeah.
seems like. And I can't fault him for that, because they're fun units to use.
Well, they did really well in the first game.
Hell yeah. Alright, Trifix on the other hand, he got his first Roaches out just to be safe, is safely now situated on 4 bases and 77 drones, going Lair, and going
That's
the
Hive.
Hydra then, so...
Yeah. Hive. Oh wait, no, yeah.
Hive, yeah.
Yeah, going Hive, so I'm
completely
pretty sure it's going to be Lurkers. Hydra
Hell
Den's
yeah.
going to finish up, and I'm pretty sure, there we go, drone straight, immediate Lurker Den.
It should be pretty decent, because with the early Hive you can get pretty quick Vipers as well, which give you much counterplay potential against Colossi, especially with Lurkers. Like, adapting Colossi into Lurkers, that's a bit yikes for
Yeah.
Protoss.
Yeah, and I mean,
All
these,
players plus 1 attack will finish up in a second.
yeah, these Oracles cleaning up some creep tumors again, which I like. I mean, Trifex has some good anti-air, and quite a few queens, so the Oracles, also because they have such low hit points, they're not going to get too much done, so using them to clear up creep is actually a really good thing, and it's really focused on clearing up creep on the bottom right hand side of Trifex. The creep on the top left hand side has actually gone unchecked, and it's almost halfway across the map right now, so
Yeah. Overall, I would say that the creep is not particularly good. It's not the worst in the world, but
yeah.
like the creep in the middle of the map is still not connected, and as you pointed out, is not as progressed on the right side. For Yumi now, tries to proc in with his first step. He has a lot of force fields, Blink Stalkers, and Colossus, and we have seen what this man is able to do with them. First Lurkers morphing now. Will not be... Oh, never mind. There's a lot already out.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think Trifect's in a good position to hold this push of for Yumi. Stasis Ward going down behind the rocks.
I like this one.
Mm.
Cheeky one. I like that.
As there's a little roach run by here. There's a spotting adept at that Zalnaga tower, so for Yumi is aware that there is something heading towards his 4th base.
Yeah, you don't want to run into that.
Yeah.
4 cannons and 3 shield batteries, but 3 stalkers on top.
Definitely.
Makes a little spice.
Yeah. Oh.
And I really like this
Stasis
ward because because you actually I mean you want to chase after this army as a Zerg, and there's the big punish.
Yeah, the double stasis there. And the revelation. I like the keeping the oracles alive allows you to get the revelation on these lurkers, and you don't actually need to keep an observer with this army, whereas the oracles are a lot more mobile. So yeah, these aren't hallucinated.
Ooh, the first Phoenix out, and I actually like Phoenixes very much against this composition.
Well,
be a nuisance against the Viper as well, and the Hydra count is not huge.
Yeah, parasitic bomb out of the Viper goes down on the Phoenixes, but the Phoenixes do manage to take out that Viper, so no abducts on these Colossus, as you mentioned earlier. So this engagement, though, I prefer this engagement for Yumi. I think without the Viper to abduct the Colossus just outrange these lurkers, and that's going to be a cleanup here. That's, I think, Trifax's attention definitely elsewhere on trying to keep his hive alive, as these zealots actually right-clicked on this hive, and a lot of the army being rallied it's going to be just enough to keep this hive alive. Wow.
That's way too close for comfort, I have to say.
Way too close.
Traffic though is maxed out for Yumi, trading a little bit behind on the supply. His economy looks kind of good though. His army looks kind of good.
Yeah.
And there's enough static D on these bases to keep him safe for just a little bit.
Yeah, this hatchery finishes up on the side of Trifax, and these zealots are actually gonna get a nice easy pick off. This is a rich Vespine base, so unfortunately
This is
it gets cleaned up though, so Trifax does keep it alive.
This is a bold little hatchery though, we have to say.
Oh,
Um,
this, yeah.
That could get some good initial shots on it. Man, I remember when Legacy of the Void was released and Protoss starting walking into Lurkers and just the whole army exploding. It was a fest.
Ooh.
Walks back into the Novas, loses 2 Lurkers for that. Small run by on the left side. We'll be able to clear out these charges, but the Static D is still going strong. Trifix though, getting in a strong position with the Lurkers he was earlier in. Against the games against Art. And no Vipers with his army. Colossi are actually excellent units against Hydras. So there's not really the position to fight here. Most of these Lurkers are revelated as well. Nova's hitting hard. And even though Foyumi lost a base and a couple of workers, I think he is postured up really good to get a cleanup here.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 more disruptors showing up here. So he should actually get
Oh!
the rally. Oh,
Maybe I spoke too soon.
yeah, the
As
rally.
for you,
of those-
if case he disrupts us a little bit in the Lurkers here, and maybe there's potential to overwhelm right now. The technicality of the army of Trifex is not the best, but if we look at raw numbers, he's up 80 army supply.
Yep.
And that's the GG. This will tie up the series. What?
We've seen Trifax in that position earlier on in this tournament where if he's able to get his lurkers into a good position, he actually does really well to build on the momentum from the lurkers. And the first engagement of lurkers there didn't go too well in Trifax's favor, where Foyumi was actually able to clean that up quite easily. And now with the second sieging of the lurkers, Trifax is able to continue that momentum from the 5th base of Foyumi into the 4th base. And I think an unfortunate rally of those disruptors there, because there were 4 disruptors and they pretty much just rallied into that lurker fire. If those disruptors stayed behind with the stalkers and stuff and got a couple of purification novas off, I think it's a completely different fight. But
Yeah. But also understand how Foyumi feels pressured because he killed a base already, and like it's not that Foyumi had an abundance of bases, so
yeah,
he kind of needed to fight there.
yeah. An unfortunate rally there on those disruptors, and Trifax is able to tie it up 1-1.
Hell yeah. Alright, so I can just say one of the players requested that we have a 5-minute break.
Yeah, let me throw us into that break and we'll be back as soon as the players are ready.
I am the swarm. Armies will be shattered. Worlds will burn. Now at last, on this world, Vengeance shall be mine. For I am the Queen of Blades.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. At a short intermission, one of our players just to leave for a bit, but now we're ready. Ready to go into map 3. It will be Jack and Nether. Man, we had Blackburn as the first map, and after that is all back to the familiarities.
Yeah.
Bottom left. It's the red Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming. That is for Yumi. With an irritating comma. What can you do?
And in the top right with the blue Zerg drones, playing for Team CSO, it's Trifax.
Alright. Ooh!
Yeah.
Hello. Extracted trick and no hedge block at the same time. This is something different. Interesting. Usually, something like an extracted trick indicates some aggressive shenanigans, but apparently not. Not right out of the bat, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a forge in the wall, so is this gonna be a very early forge in the wall here? Unless that's just gonna be like a standard here, just to close off the wall. But no, yep, it's gonna be a pylon, and the Overlord's in the correct place to spot this. So forge is gonna finish up. Well, yeah, forge is gonna finish up as these drones sort of get there. For Yumi, he's actually walled himself in here quite nicely with the triple pylon, so there's no cannon just yet, but first one goes down now.
Yeah. Remember when I was saying that for Yumi as I never known him for Ken Rusher, man, this skin is so distracting, I have to say, like it looks a fucking nuke went down every time you cancel something.
Yeah. I was gonna
I'm
say
not an expert in Ken Russian, but that cannon should finish, no?
yeah, at least the first cannon will finish.
Yeah, it's I mistook the buildings for a second. Alright. Both these pylons will fall, so there will be a time where this cannon is depowered.
Yeah, there's a pylon on the high ground, so these drones are actually going to look to get this. Oh, the probe does fall, so it's really not a good situation to be in. There's another pylon that's going to power this cannon, so even if the first pylon goes down, which it probably will, this pylon's actually going to power these other two photon cannons, so
yeah. Right, so this hatchery will go down.
yeah,
and GG.
Yeah,
that's about it for Yumi. Right back into it.
Cheeky
Gets
little,
an easy victory, a cheeky little victory as well.
this little cheeky victory that actually puts him on match point in this final of the CSO Cup 23. So I did think something sneaky should come at least once in a best of 5. I think it's good to throw in a little bit of cheese, especially in a 1-1 situation. So Trifax has it all to play for now. I mean, it's really the best of.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got pretty much everything to play for. He has to win the next 2 games if he wants to take the win.
That's what I would allude to as well. Like it's just good from a like mind game point of view that you have to, your opponent has to have that in his back of his head now for the last 2 games. So maybe limit some options you have.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll force Trifax to go for like pool first or something.
Yeah, I think I actually don't mind a pull first opener anyway, if you can incorporate that as sort of like your standard build, if you know your opponent can do something a bit cheeky like that. I mean, pull first is always a safe opener. It does delay your hatchery a little bit, but if I don't know, you as a good macro Zerg, you can definitely macro your way out of a pull first, and I think it's something that a lot of Zergs should practice, is going pull first, just so that you is safe from cannon rushes like that. I think, did that spawn crawler get cancelled, or did it get killed by the photon cannon? I'm not too sure. I know Trifax tried to put down a spawn crawler on the high ground.
it got cancelled. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean,
And like I saw it going up, and then I was thinking about, it seems to be outside of range. Maybe I was wrong. Cancel.
I thought it was outside of range, but in we go.
But I think the problem is that he wouldn't been able to kill the two cannons on the low ground anyways, so
Yeah.
would
Letting,
barely made a difference, I think.
yeah, letting that hatchery finish. So also, I think Trifax is confident. But anyways, game 4, here we go.
Right. On match point now. I mean, both players are on match point. But a match point to win the whole thing. That's Psy Storms for Yumi.
And in the bottom left hand corner, needing to win the next 2 games in this series. Blue Zerg drones, it's Trifax. And for Yumi gets a successful hatch block off here. Goes for the pylon first, and we'll pylon and then sends the probe across. Wasn't a really early probe, so for Yumi sort of knows this map is a bit shorter and you can get away with going pylon first without having to send the probe straight off the bat. And he's gonna start to deny a little bit of mining here.
Yeah, the probe harass on point this time. Yeah. Graphics micros against it. Kind of successfully. That is... we want to be negative, you can say. Talking about these things is always an indicator that there's not much to talk about right now, but...
Yeah. That's about as exciting as things get at the moment. It's a pretty standard opener here, though. 16 hatch.
Yeah.
Gas pool. Nothing too crazy. 1 gateway into core. So.
Yeah, Nexus core gas. Nothing too exciting.
Yeah, what do you think of Oxide in the PvZ meta? Is it pretty good defensive base for Protoss? I mean, going up to 2 bases and keeping it is pretty, I think, pretty easy to do. Unless you're getting like 1-1 Roach all in, Roach Ravager all in, where the corrosive bars can actually take down your wall. But I think it's a pretty good defensive map for Protoss.
I think so, yeah. Like, I think it's a good turtle map in general for 4 bases, especially. Like, I don't know, like since Legacy of the Void, like 2 bases is more of a standard, right?
Yeah.
And you don't really have to fight for them usually. Like, if you have to fight for your natural, it's your opponent is pretty all in most of the time.
Yeah, as you saw in the last game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for Zerg, that's even more true, right? For the other 2 races.
Trifax has actually pulled out of gas completely. He pulled 100 for Zergling speed, and he's pulled out of gas completely for the moment. So I think he's just going to look for pure Ling, drone, queen. Yeah. You don't need any more gas right now in the early game.
Purest of macro builds, just trying to get as much drones out as possible.
Yeah. Stopped at 100 gas exactly, so... There's 2 adept channels out of 4 Yumi, which I think we're pretty standard at the moment.
Well, let's see if they can get as much damage as in the other maps.
Yeah, definitely let the shade finish. And
only 3, that's a plus.
Yeah, Trifax definitely getting better at holding this aggression. That one adept gets out with 12 HP, so pretty good. Void Ray opener into Fleet Beacon. Ooh.
So maybe there's not gonna be a 3rd base at all, because that smells to me like 2 base carriers.
Yeah, he's trying to get carriers out pretty much as soon as he possibly can. There's 3 adept here, so absolutely no Lings are going to get in through this wall. Even if Trifax did go for like a Ling flood, I think 3 adepts is enough to hold the wall and could re-wall behind that. Whereas, Spore Crawlers are out on the side of Trifax, so he sort of knows that the main and that is 2nd base and 3rd base position. So there's a 3rd base for Yumi though. So I don't know if that's just a symbolic 3rd base, and if it is 2 base carrier, but I don't know if it's just a symbolic 3rd base, so Trifax doesn't see that for Yumi is going 2 base carriers. I wonder if this void being across the map is almost symbolic of something going on, because normally the void stays at home to defend, and this void is just going to be here to keep Trifax's attention on his side of the map. And I don't know.
I mean, it could mean that there's more voids on the Ray, right? It's a bit of a mind game for a more traditional void Ray build, because if you like this first void Ray has the freedom to be on the other side of the map if you have more void Rays at home or carriers. That's it's the case actually.
Yeah, it's actually chrono boosting out the carriers 2 at a time at the moment, so.
And stopping on 55 drones to build roaches, is this
Gonna be a queen
indication of an all-in already? It is
Yeah.
apparently, and oh man, I'm not liking this for Trifix. I don't know the interaction of these builds exactly, but it doesn't seem too good against carriers, if I'm completely honest. I mean, really depends on how many queens there will be with the roaches, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's only I say only 6 queens. 6 queens is a lot of queens, but I mean, you can see Trifax has these 3 queens in the middle of the map, specifically pushing creep. So there's no roach speed or anything, but it's specifically pushing creep so that these roaches and queens can hit as hard as possible. Well, I don't know if he's gonna send queens as well, because these roaches are now at the third base of 4 Yumi, and there's 2 carriers making their way to the natural of Trifax.
And they're gonna do damage, and can be recalled as well.
Yeah, super battery gets the battery overcharge gets used here for Yumi, and these roaches are hitting pretty hard as the carriers push into the natural. Oh,
Super.
probes are going to
third
get
base,
pulled
and
here from.
this Void Ray will be able to clean this up eventually. Let's see what the carriers can do on the other side. Interceptors are released. Queens are in position to deal with this, so.
Yeah, there's another queen at carrier at home for Yumi defending here. So Trifax is aware that this is going to be a lot of carriers. There's 2 carriers actually at home here for Yumi. So the Spire gets thrown down, but that's still got quite a way to go before you get any sort of anti-air out of that. So
the problem is for Yumi going to be at 3 carriers soon, and 1 is just not being built because he's supply blocked at the moment. So he's going to be at 6 carriers soon, and we're nearing the carrier count that is almost unbeatable.
yeah, I mean these spores, and I actually wouldn't mind to see these carriers. There we go. Oh, I was going to say I wouldn't mind to see them right click down the Spire, because that'll actually be so good. They can recall out, so is there enough energy to recall? These queens are actually targeting down the interceptors, and that's not. There we go. The recall gets used now. Yeah, we'll see what Trifax can do against. Let's look at the units tab. 5 carriers, 7 stalkers, and a void raid. A couple sentries in this as well. So let's see. Trifax is setting up a little bit of a flank here. Oh no, never mind. He's going to commit in with that. And there's a lot of queens as these spore crawlers start to reposition to the front.
There's just a lot of queens, but the problem is the ground army isn't really there for Trifax, and although queens can hold their own against these carriers, and with the support of the stalkers, it's not gonna be that easy.
Yeah.
Trifax fighting for dear survival now. 115, 120, 107 army supply. It's dropping, going up for 122. But man, it's just roaches in production, and they ain't gonna help much about these carriers. Interceptor count is dwindling though, so there's some chance, but the queen count is going down and reaching 0 quite soon enough, and man, there's the GG, and for Yumi is the champion of the 23rd edition. CSO Cup.
I mean, unlucky there for Trifax. I think he was in a really, really good position there. He had a lot of queens to defend, and the transfusions on the spore crawlers were doing so well that, I mean, that one spore crawler stayed alive for so long. Transfusion after transfusion. Actually starting to, as you said, the interceptor count was dwindling quite a bit there, but just the 2 base carrier there for Yumi, and yeah, he is this the winner of this CSO Open Cup, or the CSO Cup 23. So Well done to Fuyumi.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think the
Congratulations from our side. And I don't think... Is there anything left to say? Have we codes left on Matcherino?
yes, there are still 4 codes left to be used.
Alright,
Hence-
so... We... once more, we ask for your financial support.
As
I'm
the
gonna post
meme
the
goes.
link in the chat one more time. You can go there, just log in, and just click on redeem code. You don't even need to know these codes anymore.
Yeah.
Just need to click on it. It will help us out a great time to pay out these beautiful players that have been fighting it out for your entertainment tonight. I think that just leaves us to say that next week we're gonna have a CSO Contenders once again. This is our MMR capped tournament. I think it's capped at 4K at the moment, 4.3, something like that. So it's
4.
high diamond one.
Yeah.
It's diamond 1 and below, essentially. And feel free to sign up. We hope to see you there next week. And from me, that's just a good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Hope you have a nice weekend and stay safe.
Yep. Thank you once again, and looking forward to having you around next time. And yeah, pretty good. Actually, very curious. So that has desktop audio. Yeah. So the update of